The time has come, guys. We need to do a video about the 2 new helicopters that are being added in this dev server. So we're gonna take a look on the Super Hind and the new Mi-8 of the Russians. I know some people might not like this type of thing and stuff, and this video might not even get too many views, but I really wanted to cover them because they are interesting in some levels, okay? So first things first, the Super Hind is here. As you see, very, very interesting aircraft. It does change the good old Yak B or the, 30mm for a 20mm GI2 cannon. So yeah, very, very different. And everything else, it feels like the same aircraft, okay? It has the RCM, it has the the exhaust things. Has like a filter in the intake, which is pretty interesting. And then the missiles. The missiles is where it really is different. It has the Ingwe. I think that's how you pronounce it. The ZT-3A2. A very, very good missile that unfortunately doesn't have a lot of range. So I wonder how effective this thing will be just because of this range. 5 kilometers is really low range, but it is a fast missile. It is being riding, and it has a lot of penetration, and it is standing as well, so it is very good. But at the same time, it's problematic because it has low range. But yeah, let's test fly this thing and see how it actually performs. Remember, it's a 10.3 squadron helicopter, which is pretty interesting because you can get it basically just by doing nothing, which is pretty cool, right? Minimum fuel. Let's start with the airfield, Denmark, and yeah, let's go. No, not night, not night. I was testing the low light television system of the Su-34 for a Portuguese video that I was doing, but yeah, the Ingwe is the most African name ever, right? It's such a cool name. This is the cockpit of it. Very, very cool cockpit, I gotta say. It looks very nice. I mean, look at this MFT. I want to touch it and click on the little things. It is in Russian, which is our Cyrillic, right? But it's still very, very interesting. Very cool cockpit. We have, yeah, this one is always a little bit more weird, and you have like this massive thing over here. Then you have thermals as well, so very cool. We are here in the new test flight, which is pretty nice. Cockpit, where's the toggle cockpit sight stabilization? I don't know, how do I... Let's do a Afghanistan takeoff with the Mi-24 over here. Oh. Yeah, it's too pointy, the nose. No hover on. Misclicked. But yeah, guys, a very fast helicopter, one of the fastest helicopters at the time when it was made, of course, the Mi-24. And yeah, with the Super Hind upgrade, he really just remains with that, but it is a little bit different on the weapon systems. That's the main thing, right? It feels very nimble, as all Mi-24s. I mean, for the size that it is pretty nimble. So yeah, let's go to the tanks there. We do have our 20mm. It's a good gun. It has a lot of ammunition, so that's cool. Has a lot of zoom, as all helicopters to this day, right? I forget the button that I use for locking, but doesn't matter. Come on. Oh my god, this is giving me like... Oh my god, it's flashing too much. Oh my god, I gotta stop doing that. I'm gonna throw up here. It's so flashy. It's cool that they added this, but I think it was a while back, right? But it's still like, I think this thing spins a lot faster than it is spinning right now. So of course we do have our standard S8s over here, which are the normal rockets that the Russians use, right? They're pretty good. For a helicopter, they're pretty amazing. I love these things. And of course, then we have the Ingwe, which is the new ATGM. Hold up. Let me stabilize it. I need to see what is the button. Very fast missile, see? Like, what I was talking about, it's just a very, 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 very fast missile. But, it is still, like, it has its problems with the range. I think that's the main thing, right? Let's use the normal. I really need the button to lock this thing. But yeah, very good missile. It penetrates a lot. Let's test with some MBTs. I'm gonna fire to the side of them first. Let's see these leopard over here. If you aim it correctly, yeah. Very good, very good. It penetrates like 1000 millimeters, which is pretty good. You do have our flares, the normal systems that we have in an Mi-24. It doesn't have MAL systems or a MAL system or something like that. It just has the SPO 15, which is the Biriosa, right? I have to remember where the Biriosa is in this cockpit, if there is a Biriosa in this cockpit. I don't think there is. But still, yeah, I don't think there is. But the Biriosa is just a normal SPO 15, you know, from the 80s. So it's a old RWR, but it's not bad, you know, it's a good RWR. It's just a little bit older for modern aircraft. Remember, this is kind of a modern ship, right? So let's see if it penetrates. Like, yeah, it will penetrate, right? It has a Tandem warhead and stuff. Let's see if it penetrates the turret of these T-72. Yeah, see, because of the Tandem, it just doesn't care. So it's a very good missile, very strong, very powerful. Maybe, you know, like, doesn't have the range, but it is still pretty good. Of course, the gun, you gotta think that it's just a normal gun. It's not gonna do anything, like, against the tank, unless you are in a very good position. Let's see if it penetrates. Yeah, it starts to penetrate the engine and stuff, but normally it's for lighter targets like this, right? But yeah, it does have a little bit of ammo, which is pretty good. The rate of fire isn't the greatest thing ever. For, you know, normal vehicles like this, for example, it's not even penetrating. Yeah, it does penetrate, but I gotta check what is the ammunition that I'm using. I might be using the wrong one. That's probably why. Let's see. Yeah, I'm using default. You can use the armored target. It will be the same ammunition, but it's just more HVAPs, right? So it will penetrate better. Then we go for the Russian Mi-8. I forgot to actually add it there. But the Mi-8 is pretty much the normal Mi-8 that you already know and love. The main difference here is that it's a modernization out of it with more internal systems and stuff. But yeah, basically has a MAL systems. That's the main thing. But everything else is pretty much the same. You know, it is a higher BR, and I think it has better missiles. I never flew too much of these. Yeah, it has the Ataka, right? No, this thing has the... yeah, it has the Ataka instead of the Sturm, yeah, of course. Everything else is very similar. So if you take a look, you have the Ataka, 6 kilometers, very fast missile as well, almost max U. So yeah, 800 millimeters of penetration, Tandem warhead, just a very, very good missile. You can see it right there. Of course, you can take your Iglas, very good Iglas, and the S8s as well. And then, of course, this. We're gonna test that later. Let's test fly this thing with the missiles. Let's put the Ladoga map, which is pretty cool. I'm carrying too much fuel, but yeah. So yeah, here we have it. Comrade Dmitry is there. The cockpit is a little bit less well done than the Super Hind, but it's still okay, I guess. It's such a big helicopter. Look at this thing. I love it. But yeah, see on the right side there, it has the MALs, right? So it does have a missile approach warning system. And of course, it is heavier than the good old Mi-24, so it's slower as well. It does have the ICM, if I'm not mistaken, and the protection of the exhaust there for, you know, decreasing the temperature there. But yeah. You have the cords, which are my favorite 50 cal gun ever. I mean, look at the sound of this thing, man. It's such a cool... It's such a cool sound for a 50 cal. So you do have 250 cals there with a bit of ammo. You do have your S8 rockets, as I said, with a computer. So let's see if I can hit this. Oh. Come on, baby. Yeah, I'm not taking too much. Of course, these guns, they're not gonna penetrate anything, just 50 cals. But you do have your aim, or not aim, Iglas, right? So I don't think I'm gonna be close enough for me to actually lock these, but let me try. No. Too far away, way too far away. But yeah, the Iglas, normal Iglas, I don't have to show it. And then, of course, we do have our Atakas, which is probably the main thing about this aircraft, together with the thermal system and the MAU system. Look at this imaging system. It's pretty good. Oh. There we go. It's faster than the Ingwe. Of course, it's an Ataka. Everybody loves the Ataka, right? And yeah, it's very fast. Very fast. I gotta be honest with you guys. I don't use too much helicopters. I would like to get into more helicopters, but it's just that the grind is so heavy, you know, and I don't know. I prefer a fixed wing aircraft, I gotta say, to respawn and get a kill and stuff. If I want to destroy tanks with something, I prefer to just use the good old... Yeah, the 50 cal doesn't penetrate anything. I prefer a fixed wing aircraft, but it's still pretty good. It has the flares, a lot more than the Super Hind. And yeah, it's a new version of a new aircraft that is already in the game, right? So very cool helicopter. I still prefer the more mobile ones, the Mi-24s and stuff. I still believe the Mi-8 is a little bit too heavy in the way that it flies and stuff. But these versions, it's a very good BR to have the Atakas, Iglas and everything, right? So at the same time, it is pretty interesting to have such a good aircraft, a heavy aircraft, big aircraft with these very advanced missiles for the time, right? Before we go, I mean, I have to actually test this thing, right? I mean, it's already in the other guns, you know, in the other helicopters, but still. Holy mother. Look at this. Look at the amount of fire. It's heavy, man. Let's go to the targets there. I need to test this thing. My god, I'm missing everything. This thing's so heavy to turn. And it doesn't penetrate anything, right? Because it's just normal guns. I need to probably change the ammunition, but we do have what, like, I don't know how many weapons we have here. It's insane. Yeah. It's not really doing anything, and yeah, the 23mm is already... It's already over, right? So yeah, it doesn't penetrate a lot, but... And it doesn't have a lot of ammunition, but it does have enough for you to destroy some light targets. That's it. Yeah, I need the 23mm to kill those. And then we have the good old cords. But yeah, guys, basically this is it for the Mi-8. Very cool helicopter, but of course, some people might not find it interesting. I just wanted to actually show to you guys the 2 new helicopters that they added. So yeah, see you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe, and bye guys. See ya.